Yes. Pencils down. That's it. Pencils down. We're in this time. Right there. You got one of these fucking things. You drop it. It's down. It's a ramble has begun. It's a new ramble. Ramble 373, Eddie. Ooh. Has any... I know we talked about Ramble Radio's longevity, but can we please talk about 373? And it doesn't even have... I guess what you could call the steroids of Ramble Radio going up twice a week.
Right.
This just...
We're Ramble Radio is more, I want to say quantity, right? We're putting those up twice a week. Ramble, it's quality. It's an hour. We take our time. We're not two pump chumps like Ramble Radio
You're kind of saying Ramble Radio, if this were NBA, it's a volume shooter.
Yeah.
Yes, Ramble Radio will score
just
30
throwing
points,
them up.
But it's taking 60 shots a game.
Take a lot
to
of
get
shots.
there.
We're doing quality buckets.
Right,
These are
if we're shooting a three, it's because we're open.
Yeah.
And it's all the rest
in
is
football. We're matriculating the ball
mid-range.
down the field. We're not throwing up bombs.
We're running
just
it.
trying
We're
to score.
just running. We're owning the clock is what we're doing. It's like
now. I wish the Ramblers had tuned into our pre-show. Which we should start airing our pre-show because we solved the Middle East crisis. We solved the Middle East crisis.
We did. We solved the crisis in the Middle East. It was so easy. Look, if there's one thing I'll say about because nobody gives a fuck. Nobody should give a fuck what we think about it.
No.
My only take on it is this: whoever came up with religion is the ultimate scam artist in the history of
the best.
That person sat there and just was like, fellas, hear me out.
You know what?
I got a way to control. You want to get rich? You want to wage wars and not lift a finger? Yeah. Hear me out.
You know how we get people to fight over land and actual things of value? We can make them fight over make-believe shit. And they're willing to kill for it.
We'll bullshit people into telling them we know what happens after you die. There you go. What do you think? We'll bullshit them.
Huh?
We'll tell them that we know what happens after you die, and we got.
And they'll literally kill other people for not believing what they believe.
They'll murder their fucking brother over this. We got them. They will murder family members. Over our bullshit little scam that we're running.
I thought the Trump digital cards for $99 a piece was a brilliant scam.
Ooh, have a good life.
You buy them all, you get a little piece of my jacket.
A little piece of my jacket that I wore for the mugshot. It's a great suit. They cut it up. A great suit. A better suit than Sleepy Joe Biden ever wore. I'll tell you that. What if he just you could tell he was going off script the whole time because his little have a good life at the end.
The whole end was just have a good life.
Just rambling. It was just, I was surprised when he was talking about the suit. He didn't just start quoting Die Hard it's a wonderful suit. Be ashamed to ruin it. Why don't you buy him? What? What does he mean?
Yippee-ki-yay.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. You ask for a miracle, I give you the FBI.
We're gonna need more FBI guys.
I sure hope that wasn't one of the hostages. Oh, fuck. I shot a kid. It was late at night. He had one of those laser tag guns.
He starts going into family. Did I do that? He starts going into Family Matters. He just starts getting everything confused. Everything that guy was in, he starts doing.
Every Reginald Val Johnson. What was that line he says in Crocodile Dundee when he throws the fucking tail of the limo?
He goes, "What tribe? You sure you weren't?"
Are you sure you're not an Aboriginal from an Aboriginal tribe?
What did he say? Harlem or Bronx? He said something. He said some
Harlem
gang that he was in.
Yeah, it was. Oh, fuck. Woo.
Have a good life.
Have a good life. Here we are.
Idiot.
Ramble 373, Eddie. Look at that. When did they bury us?
That's a
Palindrome.
palindrome.
That's a palindrome ramble.
Right there.
We got a special one. And now it's just you and I, regrettably, because clearly, alt-right Cody's got his work cut out for him. But
he personally designed all the digital trading
He
cards.
had to sit there and draw them all. That's another. I mean, talk about his tattoo collection.
He personally cut up the suit, from what I heard. He had a pair of scissors and he had to cut up the suit
and put it in each little card. Oh God, Okay, all right. Let's pretend you're not married and have a family.
Okay.
And you meet somebody and you like her a lot. And then you go meet her parents, and her dad has one of the cards with the suit.
It's above the fireplace. It's on the mantle.
Above the fireplace. Do you instantly? Are you out? Is it like, oh, okay, I'm out. Like I'm done. Nothing to see here. All righty, moving along. Folks.
All right. How hot is this girl?
Hottest girl you've ever seen in your entire life.
You might have to stick around just to see.
Do you stick around? Oh, man. I don't know if I can.
But is she that way? Is she that way?
Well, that's what you have to do. Do you stick around to find out?
You got to find out. Because maybe she's not. Maybe she's.
That's true. But, boy, that's going to be a rough Thanksgiving every year.
Oh,
a
awful
rough Christmas.
Awful.
Just rough. Man, that's by the way, I don't know if you knew this, Eddie. You can email us, ramble@theramblepod.com. We're on X at Podcast Ramble 1, Instagram at Podcast Ramble. We're on YouTube, the Ramble Tube, and we have our T Public page still.
Sure.
Still there. All right,
still there.
He has no time for us. He's too busy making Trump's cards. You know, what he should be doing is cutting up suits. He should be getting our thing going. But we have merch at T-Public. We're still at 140. Cardelia, 77, still the queen of the hill, baby.
Queen.
Are we? Are we looking at a fabulous moolah rain? How? Because Gemma's already doing it.
I mean, I hope for her.
Gemma,
I hope so.
Yeah, me too. For her, I hope so.
But for the sake of the ramble, no.
Because apparently, Gemma over in Europe is already. She might be lapping moolah with her.
She's in Bruno Sammartino territory.
She
with
is
this tidal rain.
Oh man, just mopping. But well, since Cody is not here, 7 minutes 25 seconds. Let's just do it, Eddie. Let's
do it.
Now, can you just in your mind's eye imagine our song and then sing along if you know the words. Eddie, I hope you do. I hope you know the words.
We'll see.
I hope this one really gets you. Come on, baby, dry your eyes. Wipe your tears. Never like to see you cry. Won't you please forgive me? I wouldn't ever try to hurt you. I just needed someone to hold me, to fill the void while you were gone, to fill the space of emptiness. Everyone, I'm only human, of flesh and blood I'm made. Human, born to make mistakes. There we go, baby.
Oh, yeah, baby.
You know, can we talk about the Human League and how did anyone know how to tell a story better in song than them? Every hit was okay. So of course, you were working as a waitress in a cocktail bar when I met
so detailed,
you.
detailed.
And she has her side of the story. I was working as a waitress at a cocktail bar.
I mean, it's not. I mean, it's the complete opposite of Bachman Turner Overdrive. The complete opposite.
You ain't seen nothing yet.
What haven't I seen? What haven't I? Tell me what I haven't seen. No,
they just
stop telling me what I haven't seen. I want to see what I haven't seen. Tell me.
BTO just keeps you guessing.
What's this business we're taking care of?
We're taking. Hey, look at me. I'm self-employed. BTO just leaves you with questions.
It's vague questions.
Yes. Human.
What are you taking care of? What haven't I seen?
Yes. Because remember the song Human. I mean, because basically he's sad he cheated on her, right?
Yeah. And you get that from the whole song.
And then what does she say? The tears I cry aren't tears of pain. They're all to hide my guilt and shame. Right. I forgive you. I asked the same of you. While we were apart, I was human too. It was. Right. It's.
You ain't seen nothing yet.
You ain't seen nothing yet. But baby, you just ain't seen nothing yet.
What? What haven't I seen?
What? She took what I could. I took what I could get. What was that?
It's all vague. Everything's vague.
Whereas Rupert Holmes with the Pina Colada song and the Human League, they gave you
tells
a beginning,
you the whole story,
a middle, and a fucking end. And an end. Did you see the end coming when you first heard the Pina Colada song?
No.
Would there be an M. Night Shyamalan if it weren't for that? I mean, hasn't M. Night Shyamalan been just trying to recreate the Pina Colada song his entire career? Like, well, how can I top that twist ending?
Have that feeling at the end of every movie, the way I felt at the end of that song.
That twist. That nobody saw.
Where after a BTO song, you're like, what did I just listen to? I'm in a good mood now, but I don't know why.
Yeah, I'm happy, but what just happened? What?
What business did I just take care of?
We've been taking care of. You ain't seen nothing yet. But baby, you just ain't seen nothing yet. Is BTO, Bachman, are they the best band whose lead singer, no question, sings like a Muppet would sing? Baby. Baby. And we're taking care of business. It's like if Animal from the Muppets just had sang for Dr. Grin.
All right, who's more vague? We're gonna go into vague bands. Okay. You got BTO,
yeah,
of course,
pretty vague.
And then you got the fabulous
Thunderbirds.
Thunderbirds. Wrap it up. I'll take it.
Take it. What? Wrap it up. I'll take it. Is that the ultimate? Like you need fucking Sherlock Holmes with you. When you're at one of their, if they're a double bill headlining show, do you need like Batman and Sherlock Holmes next to you?
It's just so many questions.
To
so many questions.
What's happening? Like we're here.
And would it be great if the Fabulous Thunderbirds just did an entire BTO cover album?
Oh, well, I think
or vice versa.
I think the world just implodes in on itself. Then timelines start evaporating, mixing, converging. It's pure chaos.
Baby,
you ain't seen nothing. Baby. Oh fuck! I think that might be the title. BTO left you with just questions. So far, Ramble 373. Man, dude, I gotta say something for the catch up here. I live in Orange County now. You're not gonna believe what just happened to me today. I had to get okay. I'm running a late night errand tonight. I'm having to drive up to L.A.
Sure,
right? Because Andrea's helping her family out. Her brother is he's doing a lot better now, but he's really sick. Yeah. He's doing great now, though, a lot better. She's just been kind of up in L.A. helping. So I'm going to go bring her a few more clothes, shit like that for the rest of the week.
Dildo, vibrator.
Come on. All that.
Anal beads.
Oh, the beads. Oh, the beads. Can't be without those beads. She was so cranky the other day. I was like, I know why.
No, I know why.
Anal beads are here. So
they're here and not in you. That's why you're so cranky.
She usually go do errands with them. So she... Can't say that is. Look, I'm just gonna out myself here as being a very plain Jane meat and potatoes sex guy. But like when you look at like porns and like on like even on Reddit, where it's just people showing naked photos, and there's always some one chick who's got like a diamond studded looking anal bead. Like who's excited by this? Like, okay, so I have to pull this out and smell a fart for 30 seconds. There's
more than just there's several on them on the string, so it's like plop, 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 plop.
It just anyway. But so I had to make sure that the car was okay. My Studley Kia Soul, and so I took it to get an oil change here because it's long overdue.
Okay.
Now, the good thing was I get an oil change at my old neighborhood, and Game Dude, who robbed us, was right there. It was like a 20-minute walk from the oil change place. So I would just park the car, walk to game, dude, shop for like an hour. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then within 2 hours, boom, car's ready. You know, I come to a place in Orange County. It was done in 30 minutes. I was like the culture shock. I was like, oh, right, there's not 8 million people all here trying to get an oil change at the same time. I just completely blanked.
And all the people down there have day jobs, and they're not around in the middle of the day running errands.
To go do shit. Exactly. It was like, what the fuck? You mean this is empty right now? Like, it was dead. The guy was like, where do I go for the... He goes, oh, you just pull it up here. I was like, okay, like...
We'll take care of it now.
I was like, well, how long like, I don't know, 25, 30 minutes.
Go take a piss and come back.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? That was nice. It was an interesting change of pace, if you must. But we're not. You know what, Eddie? This is not. We're not here for oil changes.
No, that's insignificant.
We're here to talk about. One day we're going to talk. One day we're going to have intros for all this. But
one day we'll have.
It's time for the
music
Super Nintendo game that should have been. And today is. Okay, first off, if you see this at a Toys R Us back in the day, at a KB Toys,
sure,
at a Babbage's even.
Oh, Babbage's.
At an electronics boutique even.
Babbage's.
Those are the good. If you walked in and you saw brand new the Super Nintendo section. Foge Fazio's High School Dating Sim.
Also available on PC.
Also on PC.
Floppy disk.
What if it came with its own joystick? Like a PC? It came like those mech games where you have like 8 different. It has like a fucking rig that's like $300. It's like not like you're actually piloting a giant robot or like a flight simulator. What is the Foge Fazio's High School Dating Sim? Just comes with a very special. If you buy it on PC, the guy's like, well, I really recommend you get this $300 controller rig.
It's got the weighted strap, so it feels like you have a backpack on. And it's got the knob you can turn for a locker.
Your locker. Would you have been interested in buying this game, Foge Fazio's High School?
Absolutely. Because if you want some dating help,
do you
who better?
I don't know. Maybe talk to the guy who mentored Tony fucking Dorsett.
Right.
Hello. So what do you think the cover is here?
Give me that untapped well of babe knowledge that only Foge Fazio has.
What do you think is the cover? What do you think would be the cover?
Foge Fazio?
Foge Fazio's High School Dating Simulator.
Well, I think you obviously have Foge in the hallway of a high school with lockers all around him, right? And I think he's got high school babes under each arm, right? And one of them is
men and women.
Oh, of course. He's and he's got the whistle around his neck, right? But the whistle's in her mouth, and she's blowing it. And she's blowing it, and
this is so fucking stupid. I can't get enough. Now I think this takes place in like a very upscale, like a separate piece style private high school, like in New Hampshire or something.
Oh, yeah.
The game.
Almost like a school like Professor X School for the Gifted.
Yeah, right. And of course, like I guess now you can pick at the beginning of the game. You're going to be male or female, and your character is a C. I'm thinking I wanted to go junior, but maybe a senior, so they could maybe try to avoid as much legal trouble as possible. So I'd say you're a senior in high school.
But if you have the code, if you pre-order and you get the code, you can start as a freshman. But that's only for pre-orders.
Imagine that selling point. Hey, you can be 14 and start fucking if you want to. You get the pre-order.
Well, it's got to be a pre-order. We got limited number of pre-orders.
But if you got them, you can fuck when you're 14 in this game. And fuck. So should we give some backstory as to those maybe several Ramblers who might be like, who the fuck is Foge Fazio?
Who don't know who Foge Fazio is?
Foge Fazio, I guess his claim to fame was Pitt's head coach, right? During Tony Dorsett's, Heisman. Did Tony Dorsett win the Heisman?
He did. No, I keep thinking Herschel. I get him and Herschel confused.
No, Herschel was the very next year.
Yeah.
I think Dorsett won it and then Herschel, I think. Maybe. Let me just check. Hold on. Let me go. But Foge Fazio, as I'm looking up if Tony Dorsett won the Heisman or not, could you give a Foge Fazio? Was he an offensive? I forgot if he was an offensive or defensive.
I think he was. I think he was defense, wasn't he?
We can
Wikipedia him really quick.
Yeah, we're gonna look up Foge Fazio real quick, but let me see if. Yes, so Tony Dorsett won the Heisman Trophy in 1976. Was when Tony Dorsett took.
Yeah, here's his full name: Serafino Dante Foge Fazio.
There it is.
Serafino
Foge.
Dante Foge Fazio.
And I'm sorry, it was not Herschel Walker the very next year. That would have made no sense because Walker was almost like 8 or 9 years later. Earl Campbell. It was Tony Dorsett in 76, Earl Campbell in 77, and then Herschel Walker took it in 82. So there we go. So yeah,
and here's his coaching. He was a player for Pittsburgh. He was a center and a linebacker from 57 to 60.
Tough guy.
Coached in Pittsburgh, Boston University, Harvard, Pittsburgh. They went to the NFL, Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, back to Notre Dame, then the Atlanta Falcons, New York Jets, Minnesota Vikings, with my beloved Washington Redskins for 1 year.
He was a Foge Fazio. He was in Washington.
Linebackers coach, and then he finished his career as defensive coordinator for the Cleveland Browns in 2002.
There it is. So Foge, was that under Belichick? Foge Fazio's high school dating. So that's who Foge. Get some backstory. That's who Foge.
Little backstory.
Coached a Heisman Trophy winner.
Yeah, made his name in college football, but was an assistant in the pros.
Had a good career, very lengthy career as an assistant in the pros. But yes, I mean
But nothing matches his career in high school as an ass tapper.
As an ass tapper and teaching you how to I would assume there's I think there's 5 different characters that you could fuck in the game. And some are better choices than others, and Foge probably lets you know, he might say oh, I don't know, kid, that one seems like a mess. You know what I mean? Or
you have to go to his office, in Minecraft, you have to go lay down and sleep. In order to recharge, you have to go to his office to get a pep talk. Here's a picture of Foge if you need one. There it is.
There's Foge. There he is. Foge Fazio's.
Ass tapper extraordinaire.
High school dating simulation. You could maybe, if you know you're on the right track, if you bring up a perspective romance, and he's like, that's a heck of a piece there. Something that has a 16-bit rendered Foge Fazio.
Yeah, and he'll give you the old. If he wants you to go for it, he goes cover 0. He'll say, that's the code, cover 0. That means you go for it. That's an all-out. That's a full house blitz. You leave the back end uncovered. You go cover 0.
We don't give a fuck who's lining up in the wide receiver position. You are going all in. We don't give a fuck. And I think, of course, now we'd be remiss if we didn't say I don't see how you have anything with Foge Fazio that doesn't include his ultimate hype man, and that would be Dan Dierdorf, who... God, if you could get anyone to believe in you the way he believed in Foge Fazio and Ray Rhodes every Monday night game that he called with them, I mean, it was something special, wasn't it?
Oh, something special. Well, I think. Well, to me, the way this game
loved Fazio.
The way this game works out is you're sent into the high school with Foge Fazio's advice. He's pointing you. He's saying cover 0. You're going in. You're meeting girls or whatever. Foge Fazio disappears. And now you have to find Dan Dierdorf to assemble the clues to find Foge Fazio's office, because you have to get back to Foge Fazio's office to get the next set of instructions on how to advance in the dating simulator.
I think here's what I thought for the game, Eddie. I maybe tell me, correct me if you think I'm wrong. But
there's no wrong answers here.
The more I think the more you either stray from Foge's advice or the more you take Foge's advice. Like every now and again, an image of a 16-bit but topless Dan Dierdorf is there to hype up what Foge is saying. You know what I mean? Like Dierdorf would be like, "You're making a real big mistake, kid." You know, something like that, or "That's what the coach wants." You know what I mean? Something like that. But now you're an artist.
Yeah.
I for whatever reason, I don't know if you think I'm wrong or not here, but I say with the 16-bit topless Dan Dierdorf, for whatever reason, I imagine him having just massive nipples.
Like pepperonis, like fucking
pepperonis, and then an old Christmas light on top of it.
Just fucking like 2 inches. Like he has to wear sweatshirts all the time. He can't wear a t-shirt.
No, Dan Dierdorf. I think Dierdorf just has massive, meaty, just giant nipples.
It's like he's got oil funnels on his chest.
What do you agree? You think you could you see that?
I see that. I totally see that.
You see Dierdorf with his massive old Christmas light nipples just sticking out of his
massive areolas too. Don't forget the areolas.
No, the huge areolas.
Huge areolas. This might be the greatest podcast ever recorded.
I don't know. Who else is gonna spend 5 minutes on Dan Dierdorf's tits? 5 minutes on Dan Dierdorf's tits. Where else are you gonna get that?
If we're not solving the world's problems right now, I don't know what we're doing.
What are we here for? Just big fucking.
Just like.
Oh God! So there we go. If that game was like Mortal Kombat 2, $99.99, are you still buying it?
Yeah, absolutely.
You're gonna save up. I'm
saving up. I'm getting the pre-order, all the extra bells and whistles.
The giant new controller on the PC.
I'm getting the giant new controller, the simulating mod. I'm getting the code where I can start as a freshman.
There we go. Foge Fazio's high school dating simulation.
Exclusively at Babbage's.
Babbage's
The Babbage's exclusive.
Is there a Dan Dierdorf dick mode? Like you get to see his dick, Dan Dierdorf. Is there a mode where you can?
You have to go through the game first.
Right, the second playthrough you get to see
the second playthrough. It's a bottomless Dan Dierdorf. And it's just all bush and a mushroom cap. Just
the hairiest bush you've ever seen on a guy.
It just looks like a big triangle with like a dot in the middle. It's a big black triangle with a fleshy dot right in the middle.
And it just goes all the way under his balls to like the bottom of his ass cheeks. It's just fucking blush. Holy shit! What are we talking about? How did this happen? One of the show opens with a sincere take on religion, and then 20 minutes later, we're talking about Dan Dierdorf's pubic hair. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck.
How about that?
How about that? Foge Fazio's high school dating simulation. Ooh, boy. Look, whatever future Super Nintendo game that should have been is gonna have a big shoes to fill. To
Oh my god.
Oh fuck! I haven't laughed that hard in so fucking long. Now,
fuck.
We have to collect ourselves, Eddie. We still have more rambling to go.
Yeah, we do.
As we now bring the the darkest hour, and today's darkest hour. Could you think you could do this?
I
White
think so.
People rapping.
Oh,
Can I?
Okay.
Do you want me to go first?
Yeah, you go first.
Because I'm going to say I think there's so many contestants, obviously, for what was the worst, most embarrassing representation of white people rapping.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the easiest answer, the knee-jerk answer, is just go Vanilla Ice, right?
Right.
But you were there. I was there. That was a phenomenon.
That was a phenomenon.
That dude he broke records.
There were people that obviously hated him. It was very divisive. People loved, but the people that loved him didn't see like, oh, this is ironically funny. They thought he was.
And if you were like, I was in elementary school. He was the coolest. I probably starting middle school. He was the coolest guy ever. Like it was for those 6 months. So I think he's eliminated just for those 6 months of being an absolute phenomenon. And he wasn't like his rapping style and flow. It's not like you were listening to your uncle try to rap or something. You know what I mean? Like he actually was aware of how to construct a rap and match it to a beat, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, and the dude could dance. Hey, the dude could dance. So I'm going to say he's off the list. The next honorable mention is the Rush song Roll the Bones, the rap in the Rush song Roll the Bones. But to me, at first you think, well, that's in because it's so fucking odd and jarring. But then when you hear the song, the more you hear it, the more, this actually kind of works for the song. Like, I get it. It's not terrible. I think you have to say the same thing for Blondie's Rapture. Like, it's just, at first when you hear it, you're like, what the fuck? But like, okay, so that's why I think my pick for rap's darkest hour has to be late 90s, early 2000s, that rock rap era, like Limp Bizkit.
Yeah, that was bad.
311, Papa Roach, just happening nonstop. And this felt like, because at least Vanilla Ice had an idea of this. Just seemed like half these guys are like, okay. I saw one Beastie Boys video. I saw one MC. I heard one MC Hammer song. I think I got this. And then they just went. And I think that's my pick for the darkest
hour for
the Fred Durst of the world, whoever the guy in 311, like that. The Papa Roach that cut my life into pieces. Like that was just terrible.
Yeah, let me see. Mine, I guess. Like, I can't. The one I thought of immediately when I did this, but it can't work that way because it's not just white rappers. Because I was going to pick the 1985 Chicago Bears Super Bowl shuffle.
Oh, that's really bad.
But I think it disqualifies itself because
it's not all white people.
It's not all white.
In fact, the majority is not white people in that.
Right. So I think I have to go the white person's darkest hour for rapping. Macho Man Randy Savage.
Oh. That's a rough
when he did his he did his diss track
on Hulk
Be
Hogan.
A Man to Hulk Hogan.
It's really bad. I try to forget it. Like, you know what? I look at that. The reason I didn't include it is because I look at that like how I look at the Undertaker's keep rolling motorcycle gimmick. I'm just going to pretend it never happened. Do you get what I mean? I'm just going to give Taker his legacy and just pretend that we didn't have to watch him come out to a fucking Limp Bizkit song on a fucking Harley every
But that
time.
always taints it because he had to have liked
That's what
that
he
song.
wanted.
And then he did Kid Rock after that, American Badass.
Even worse.
Worse.
Didn't he want to be? Wasn't like the biker gimmick his idea even before?
Yeah, because I think he got stale. He got stale with the Dead Man.
Right. And it's
So he
like,
wanted to do
this is better. You're riding a motorcycle.
Fucking
this
awful.
is somehow gonna fix
the worst music ever made.
You're basically shitting on maybe the greatest gimmick in pro wrestling history, and going, no, let me do this instead. The gimmick was so good. The Undertaker gimmick was so, and look, I don't know if anyone could have ran with it the way he did, right? Like,
no,
but the Undertaker gimmick was so good that I think the best intro in all of wrestling is number 1, him, and number 2, it's Kane. It just works. It's just like, dude, with the Kane with the church organ, not the I hated that one. But Kane with the fucking church organ,
the original Kane,
and then boom, the flames, like best. So, oh god, but yeah. So back to this.
But the Macho Man be a man rap.
Be a man, Hogan. I think you're right because.
Well, I just know. I knew some people liked Limp Bizkit, so that's obviously people listen to that. I think it's an awful comment on humanity that people like that music.
And I will say this too, like I could make fun of Limp Bizkit and say, like, what talent did Fred Durst have? Right? It's clearly not rapping, and yet that's what he made millions off of. So in a way, you got to give him credit for being a horrifically shitty rapper who made millions rapping. Same thing for the 311 guys.
Right.
Same thing for the Papa Roach guys. But what is so egregious about Be a Man, Hogan, is we knew this was one of the best guys on the mic ever.
Yeah.
Like him cutting a rap album, if he had cut it like one of his promos, it would have been it would have been like psychedelic rap. It would have been like, what the fuck is this? Is amazing. Like, I don't even know what he's talking about, but it's working. And instead, for it to be that bad is...
Be a man.
Be a man, Hogan.
Well, let's see if I can find the lyrics.
Oh, God. Yeah, well, that's... Oh, Jesus. Oh, God.
Oh. Be a man, Hogan.
Be a man, Hogan. I found him if you want him.
Oh, yeah. You want to say him?
Yeah, Hulk Hogan, Hollywood Hulkster, whatever they call you. I'm coming after you, coward. Okay, so first off, he just rips off Ice Cube from the very beginning.
Yeah.
Because he goes, hot diggity damn, Hulk, I'm glad you set it off. That's what Ice Cube said in the No Vaseline. Glad y'all set it off. Used to be hard, now you're just soft. Used to be hard Hulk, now you done turned soft. Doing telephone commercials, I seen you. Dancing in tights as a ballerina. Knew all along you had those tendencies. Because you've been
making fun of Mr. Nanny?
Mr. Nanny. Because you've been running for Macho like I got a disease. Dude, please. Your pay-per-view event was a joke. You avoiding Randy Savage because you know you get smoked. Come on that phony fight. The Rock spanked you fast. But when I challenged Hogan to a real fight, he passed. He wrote this in 30 seconds. It literally took him 30 seconds. They were like, we need one more song. Okay, I'll shit on Hogan. You come on, but let's see. I called him out, but the punk was scared to go.
Unlike BTO, you know what he's talking about.
You know what he's talking about. And you ready for the big one here? I called him out, but Punk was scared to go. It was a charity event, but the Hulk didn't show. Hollywood Hulkster, you're at the end of your rope, and I'm going to kick you in the butt and wash your mouth out with soap. Because here it comes. Because like Rodney Dangerfield, you gets no respect. Come on, Hulk, let's wreck so I can put you in check.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Oh, one of the greatest promo guys of all time.
And this is what he does. They call you Hollywood. Don't make me laugh because your movies and your acting skills are both trash. Your movies straight to video, the box office can't stand, while I got myself a feature role in Spider-Man. Oh, fuck. Whew, that is just... That's... Now, had you not convinced me, my pick for Darkest Hour, the only way I could have lit that Darkest Hour would have been if, like, the 311 guys, Fred Durst, and they all murdered each other. That's the only way. Had they just all taken each other out, that would have lit that darkest. How do we light this darkest hour?
I don't know how we light Macho Man's darkest hour.
I think the only way to do it is Hulk to come up with
because this is a twofer. This is not only white people rapping's darkest hour. This is also Macho Man's darkest hour.
This is Macho Man's by a mile. It's Macho Man's.
This is a twofer.
Hour. This is like the Hulk Hogan would have had to have been like, you come at me, Macho, you ain't got a plan. You're over there fucking Stephanie McMahon. Like, that would have been, that's the only way to light the darkest hour would have Hogan.
Is if it turned into an actual rap battle.
Yes. And then,
if this had ignited a rap battle between the two of them.
Then it's a little easier to take.
Then I think this turns into one of the greatest shoots of all time.
But it's.
But because Hogan didn't respond, it falls flat. But we could have changed this had Hogan responded.
Yeah. Well, there we go. White Rapping's darkest hour, sadly,
the mega powers
has to go to the one and only Macho Man Randy Savage. He is responsible for the darkest hour of white people rapping. That hurts. It hurts to admit.
And his own career.
A twofer. I'm trying to think of what I mean. There was nothing that comes even close to that for his own career. Like nothing maybe that entire album top to bottom is just like, God.
I mean, he never had he never had like a weird wrestling gimmick like Flair did with the Black Scorpion or whatever his name was. And then Hogan with his Mr. America.
Right. Macho never did any of that shit. He was just, and it sucks because some could make the case he was the greatest wrestler to ever wrestle.
Yeah.
And now he's also the worst white rapper to ever rap. That's
he turned the king gimmick into something cool.
How crazy was that? I remember thinking as a kid who was still kind of buying into it at the time. Yeah. Part of me is like, this is dumb. Like, why are they? Why, but then Haku
King
was
Duggan?
Just king.
I don't want to. King Duggan.
Yeah, King Duggan was dumb. King Haku was dumb. But then you're like, oh shit, he's making this work. Like,
he elevated it.
The Macho King, right? Like, you started calling him Macho King.
Yeah.
Like, it was just crazy. It was. So yeah, what a fall. He was. I mean, thank God I never heard that when it came out.
Right.
I never heard that when it came out. I heard about it, and I'm like, I don't need to hear this. I have my own.
Because you knew where it was.
What it was, and I had my own memories of Macho Man that I wanted to just keep.
Yep.
And that was it. That was, oh God. Here we go, Eddie. Our final segment, going deep.
Woo.
We're just going to sit here and actually talk about how great a movie or a property or something is. And today it's Aliens. Whew, man. I was thinking about this the other day. Like, it's just perfect. I mean,
it's one of those few movies that's absolutely from beginning to end.
There's no
perfect.
Second that's wrong. There's no second that's out of place. There's nothing that could be cleaned up. There's nothing where you look back and go, oh, that doesn't land.
No,
today.
it's like that run of movies in the 80s. We had like Raiders of the Lost Ark. Empire Strikes Back.
Back to the Future.
Aliens.
They were just like, these just work. Like everything about it just works perfectly. Works. I mean, and like to think like if you.
There's never a part in the movie where you're like, well, I'm going to go take a piss.
No, you're like oh, I got to watch every second. Like, and if you've seen the first one, you're like, what I think is so great about it is if you see and loved the first Alien film, you're like, well, where do they go from here? And he figured it out. Like, well, here's what you do. Instead
we'll make
of
an action movie.
Yes, instead of a survival horror film, we're just going to make an action film. Instead of one alien with no weapons, we're going to throw it just to show how unstoppable these things are. We're going to stick a bunch of Marines on there with every high-tech weaponry imaginable, and they're still fucked. It's just, oh, man. It was.
I remember it was the first year we had. The first time I never saw it in the theater when I was a kid. It was the first year we'd had cable.
Yeah.
And we got HBO in the summer, and it was just on a loop on HBO during the summer. And I watched it I probably watched it 45 times that summer.
And then I was thinking about it, like maybe I'll go back on this because there's a ton. But Jesus Christ, I'll say this. I don't know if she's number one, but I don't see how Ellen Ripley is not in your action movie hero Mount Rushmore. Like, and it's just from Aliens. Like, dude, like I remember as a kid, like, again, there wasn't anything too like scary. Of course, when the girl comes alive and then the chest burster comes out of her.
Yeah.
And then like, but I was legitimately horrified. And like when all the Marines start getting ambushed and Gorman just freezes and then she just fucking knocks him out of the way and just, I remember thinking as a kid, like, oh, okay, maybe they're going to make it. Like, it was so fucking awesome, that scene where she's like, get him out of there. And she's like, fuck
she's
this.
like,
Just fucking puts Newt, like, put on your seatbelt. Then it's like, boom. And she's like, fuck this. And then,
she's like, I know what these are. I got this.
Yes, I got this. And
None of your training's going to matter right now.
Yes, I can do whatever I can to save as many people as possible. You know what I mean? Like, and that was great because they're all dead, right? They're all dead. If she doesn't do that, they're all gone. And the way she's just like, okay. And then, of course,
she knew what was great about it is like as soon as she knew what was there.
Yep.
She knew what had to be done. Whereas like all the Marines spend all that time like what's going on, like trying to figure out what's happening. But she knew immediately.
Right. Like, look, I've been here. And then of course she has. So that was, you think that moment alone. But then when you multiply that by 10, when she comes out in the power loader at the end, it's like fucking hell. Like fucking hell. It's just the greatest movie hero moves of all time. I mean, I remember,
also that was all stop motion.
Was that really?
That lifter was all stop motion.
No shit. I did not know that. Wow.
That battle stop motion.
Cameron's a fucking.
It's like the greatest stop motion scene ever shot.
He is
the battle that alien in that lifter suit is all stop motion.
He is Cameron's unfucking believable, man. He's unfucking. And then
it's flawless.
I remember because I never saw A New Hope in the theaters, right? Yeah. So that was the first pop I remember experiencing in a theater was when she comes out. I mean, the whole fucking place lost their fucking mind.
Yeah.
Like, it was awesome. Like, again, I know we talked about this a million times, but, like, the only other times that, like, it was a legit pop like that was Jurassic Park when the T-Rex comes out. You know what I mean? Like, shit like that. I mean, I'm trying to, just for fun, it was just a fun one with Blade 2 when they throw the sunglasses and he just catches his hand. Like, that was fucking great. But, like, yeah, I remember that was just being like, holy shit. You just fell in love with movies. Like, it was just like, oh, my God. And, dude, everything about it, just like the whole Bishop thing, because you saw how evil Ash was in the first movie. And then Bishop, the complete opposite, is great.
Yeah.
Bill Paxton is one of the best comic reliefs that you could have in a movie. And the fact that they did something, what was so awesome is you see the
killed by a predator and an alien.
And an only person ever. I believe. Yeah. And what I loved about it is you see the comic relief have like the ultimate buy them time to survive at the end death. Like he's just there's that point where he's like, you want some fuck you at that moment, you know he knows he's not going to make it out of there.
Yeah.
But he's doing whatever the biggest coward of the film. And he's sacrifices himself to buy them 5 more seconds to get the fuck out of that room. What
makes him one of the greatest comic reliefs in cinema history, and I'm making that statement, is because he's a fully rounded character. He's not just the comic relief and then gets killed, and you're like, oh, thank God that dude died.
Right.
He's the comic relief, and then he turns into a hero.
Right, and it makes sense that like why he's so scared, because he was more of like the tech scientist guy. He wasn't like this, full-on frontline grunt guy. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, he was the one who knew all the
That was what's-her-face.
Right, that was Chavez. And she was one of the great... not Chavez. That's Lou Diamond Phillips. That was... why am I blanking on her fucking name?
Her name?
Vasquez.
I can't think of her name.
Hey, Vasquez. Yeah, and then like...
And she had that fucking massive gun with the fucking arm on it.
Boom. And then like her and fucking Drake, the guy... But I loved... And I love with the Bill... And she was just a perfect... And then she does the same thing. Like, I'm going to do whatever it takes to buy these people time. Yeah. And then like... And I love that moment because... you think, well, how is Bill Paxton's character a Marine, but also so much of a chicken shit? And you see it at the beginning when you realize he's the tech guy. And also when he's like, hey, Vasquez, you ever been mistaken for a man? She's like, no, have you? Like that was, you are, so maybe this guy's not really the baddest of the bad of this group.
And what great casting. Paxton's a larger dude and Vasquez is a smaller woman.
Right. And like, and
they're complete opposite.
She beats the fuck out of him in 2 seconds.
They're both against type. It's just crazy.
Yep. It was, and then he was but the way, the hero's death he had, and then, of course, Hicks holding it all together as like just the, like the one that you needed to buy into what Ripley was telling them all.
Yeah.
Right. And go, okay, no, she's right. And of course, man, was that Paul Reiser's greatest thing he's ever done? Is he just such a great
he's
villain?
been pretty great in Stranger Things.
He has. He's great in Stranger Things. But because of Alien, I didn't trust him in Stranger Things. Because of Aliens, I'm like, nah.
No,
fuck this guy. I don't know about this guy. Like, I remember the first time I met him was at Comedy and Magic Club. Yeah. And I had literally seen Aliens like 4 days before, and I almost didn't want to talk to him. I was like, oh, fuck this. I'm like, oh, wait, that's Paul Reiser. And then I was like, ooh, fuck him, evil. He was that good. He was that good as the
perfect in that role.
Slime ball.
Literally, the end of that movie when Ripley takes all those fucking guns and starts taping them together to make a massive fucking gun. We would do that every summer. We played water guns. We had all those automatic water guns. We had like a pump water gun, and we had like the machine gun water gun. You just hold the trigger down. We would get duct tape, and we would just tape up these all like you'd have like 6 guns all taped together, and we'd have these water gun wars.
And one other thing. I mean, we could go. I could talk about this movie for like 8 podcasts, but like one thing that I love that I thought was so interesting, especially as a younger kid, is because movies like this, I was used to like, the rapport. Right.
Yeah.
Rambo talking shit before killing someone. Right.
Yeah.
Like, and you have that in this with the get away from her, you bitch. But before that, I love how when she first confronts the queen, how could there be dialogue? I love that
she just does that look.
I love how their bargain is completely silent. Like where she says, I will fucking kill them all. And then you see the aliens retreat. Right. And then she grabs Newt, and then you see him come back, and she's like, "Oh, you motherfucker, you lied."
Well, the one starts to open up, right?
Yep.
And then
she
just
the cocoon opens up. All the aliens walk back, and that one little cocoon opens, and she like, "Oh, you fucking piece of shit." And then, okay, I warned you, and then she just torches the whole fucking place. I mean, so fucking good. Oh my god, like
perfect movie.
Perfect. Oh god. Well, what a fucking. Dare I say
perfect ramble? Perfect ramble.
Perfect ramble. BTO left you with just questions. Ramble.
Perfect ramble. Dan Deerdorf's pubes.
It's Harry Bush and his giant nipples. And I would also assume Deerdorf would say nothing. Like if he was just happened to be doing a Monday Night Football bottomless. He would not acknowledge his giant bush of you. He would not say a word
not at all
to the other guy. Michaels and Gifford would just be like, "What the fuck is happening?" Oh fuck! So please subscribe. So that's why. That's why you need to subscribe to the Ramble. That's why you need to give us a 5-star rating. That's why you need to give us a positive text review. Although Cordelia, if you get knocked off, you can create a new account and come right the fuck back. We do not mind having a queen here at the Ramble HQ.
No.
So we will see you Friday again. You know where to find us. You know where to love us for another Ramble Radio. Next Ramble, Eddie 374. We're going to tell some stories from our day job days. We're going to have this. You ready for this?
Yeah.
Trading block. Between Predator 1 and Predator 2. Ooh. And no predators. So, you trade.
Okay.
Who's the most tradable asset? Who is the least tradable assets? And then, you ready for this?
Yeah.
Who would win? Do you think you can? I just want your gut.
Okay.
Steel cage, of course. These are all steel cage.
Of course, steel cage match, of course.
From Three's Company, Mr. Drummond. And from Punky Brewster, Henry. Oh,
I'm gut right now, Henry. Just because I think
that's my
he's
gut too.
Little more street than Mr. Drummond.
You have Lassard from Police Academy.
Yeah, little more.
But I don't know. Does Drummond have a trick or two up his sleeve?
Maybe Drummond was one of those guys, the rich kids that was trained in all those martial arts and fencing. Like maybe he's well trained. And we just assume he's not because he's rich.
Just opens with a throat chop right to Henry.
Yeah.
He just collapses. It's a 2-second match.
And maybe Henry's where he's at because he's a lazy piece of shit.
There it is. We'll see. Bunker.
We don't know. But my gut says Henry, but
my
I don't
gut
know.
says Henry, too. Oh, fuck. Well, there we go. We love you guys. Stay safe. We'll see you Friday for Ramble Radio. Until then, take care, everybody. Bye.